Did I do the syringe on top?
You did.
Okay, and fluid went in, so now we can connect our insufflation tubing, and I'm going to tell you to turn on the gas, okay? Which ours doesn't connect up. That dial that's there, okay, and on the other side it will actually read out about how much goes in. The new ones actually read how much is going in and the volume, and your mask isn't on.
That's good, I can't breathe.
Scare. The mask has to be over your nose. Well, then you better fix that, because you're not going to not be wearing a mask.
I know.
Okay? Okay, so they're going to, remember? Okay? And we're going to wait for it to fill. Okay, the body to fill, and this is where you can then get your next stuff ready.
Okay, that's when I can start putting the
yeah, because we're waiting, okay? Oh, out of that box. Okay.
So one side's going to get the 2 graspers.
Okay, the right angle goes on.
No, right angle I won't need till later.
Okay.
Okay, and sometimes they use it, sometimes they don't.
Needs the Maryland.
The long, yes.
The Maryland is the Kelly. You need the 2 graspers.
Turning the other way
Okay, and this is what,
easier.
yes,
okay.
Okay, and this is when you'd be putting this on and white balancing, okay?
Okay.
So you take 2 or 3 of these and make sure they are on the white, and then a lot of them you can white balance here, but this is up on the machine. We aren't going to do it. It just messes up our machine. Here, this has to be on too before we can white balance.
And that's something I would be doing, correct?
Usually they like you to do it.
Okay.
It's already done. If not, my assistant will do it while I'm waiting for this to fill up. Okay? So now we've got this filled. Okay? Turn off the gas. Okay?
Do I remove it or keep it?
Well, first we got to look. Okay?
Okay.
If you remove it, gas is going to come out. Okay. Okay, so now remember what we told you about this being.
It has to be up, otherwise
Okay.
it's going to be...
So you need to find whatever location you have with this. Otherwise, see, my picture's upside down just by turning this. Okay? And you can see this also when you do this. You want to be on TV? There you go. Okay, but now look. See? This is up. You're standing correct. You're in your correct position, right? I turn it upside down. Right?
A little camera shy.
Yes, she is. Okay. There she is. Okay. See, now she's upside down because I've got this turned wrong. This is very important for you if you're holding the camera not to turn this upside down, otherwise the liver is going to be on the wrong side of the belly. Okay? So you got to make sure that you got it correct. Okay. So what they usually do before we start putting in the other ports is what?
They start
exploring.
We take a look around to make sure everything's okay. If I find something that makes this not a go, we may have to open or postpone it. Okay, but usually once they start this, if I find something in there that really says we can't do this, I either have to open or quit. Okay, but usually it's an open if they find something here. Okay. So now we're going to do doing the rest of them. We're going to knock these lights away. Okay? And one goes to anesthesia, and one goes to your back table.
Okay.
Because the room's lights go off. So turn off 2 of the lights.
Do you want to give me that one so I can turn it back to you?
You have to take this one. That one would never go there.
Yeah, this is for the...
Yeah, this one would never, it's not going to be that dark. Okay. Okay, so this is kind of what they do, is they turn off the lights. Okay? Okay, so then this, see now what I can do now? We can actually see the abdomen here, right?
Yeah.
And I can make sure I'm going in the right place. Hands don't go below the table level. Okay? Okay, so I can see where I am, and plus he's already got a hole there, right? Okay, so, but then I can see here. What structure am I looking for here?
That ligament.
Ligament of? Okay. You'll be needing to find out what that ligament is.
I will.
When you do your gallbladder study. Okay? Okay? So, this ligament, I want to be there. We're going to come over here simply because it gives us more room to work. Okay. So, local.
Local again? Okay.
Remember, we do it with every port.
Sure.
Okay? Some do, some don't. Okay? So I'm going to put this in here. Okay, nice. Port. 10. Okay. And toilet. And then we're going to do the other two, right?
Okay, so you want local?
Okay. Yep. And we're going to come over here and do the same thing. I want to look up here why. Why am I looking like this?
Okay.
So you want very many vessels?
Right. I don't want to go through a large vessel. And I can see this. This is just like putting your hands up to a flashlight. You can see how dirty your fingers are, right? I'm always amazed.
I
I
showered
guess
today,
they look
so
pretty
I'm pretty-
clean. They aren't. Okay, so we're going to go here. Okay, we're going to go here. And it's your job to notice that they do 2 or 1 at a time.
Okay.
Okay?
So you did 1.
I did 2 at a time. Okay? But it's your job to notice that.
it. Okay, so now you want the toilet.
Okay? Next one. Where is it? See? Like this? Okay. Alrighty. Now, for me, I want the Maryland. He wants the 2 graspers.
Okay, here's the Maryland. And here's the 2.
Alrighty. So, now, patient. What are we going to do with our patient?
Reverse control.
Reverse Condolenberg, please. And then tilt towards the left.
This is when I remove my nail, correct?
No,
No.
because it's reversed.
Oh, okay. It's gonna, yeah, it's gonna
Head up, feet down.
Correct.
Okay? Okay? Just wait. He'll show you where he wants you to go.
Keep going.
Okay? Okay? Then tilt the patient to the left. Okay, so what could anesthesia be doing, putting in to help us? If the stomach is in our way.
Shove the ET tube down there or something?
Not ET,
It's the gastric tube.
nasogastric tube, NG tube, up here, or the top, right up here.
Just have it ready.
Okay?
No, is that side off?
Okay, good. Then push it up above the liver, towards the head.
Flush the...
Go underneath the diaphragm. There you go. Invert it. See how we've inverted it now? Okay.
This one? This.
Okay. No, this is good.
And flush
Okay.
out.
So now we're going to go under this structure here, which is what? And I would have to pull the structures off of this, because the small valve's attached to this. Okay? All these structures, these things just aren't sitting out there in the open. You've got to take tissue off of them. Okay? So this structure is what?
Oh, the cystic duct?
Cystic duct. Okay, and they want to stay as close to the gallbladder as they can when they do this. Why?
Just in case any stones come out.
So
To
you
do
don't
the
make
graph?
the valves or
Not the
the
graph.
gallbladder. Or the
I want to
liver.
stay as close to the gallbladder when I do this,
So you don't make the
so I
liver,
don't get what?
the liver or the
The cystic artery?
common
So sometimes the cystic duct can be only an inch long. Sometimes it can be 2 inches long. Sometimes it can be a ½ inch long. So if I don't stay close to the gallbladder, I can get into the common bile duct. And you don't want to do that. Makes a big headache. Okay, so you're going to take this now. Okay? And I want scissors. Oh no, clip. Clip first. Okay? So we're going to be putting one clip up, right? Close to the gallbladder.
Okay.
Put there. Now I want the scissors. And what does that mean we're going to be doing next? What procedure am I going to be doing
The gram?
next? The gram. So who do we need to call? Anesthesiast in the middle of the screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Radiology.
Radiology. And what does that mean that you're going to be doing
To
next?
drape the C-arm.
Drape the C-arm. Correct. Gram. I'll hold this. You get that. Okay. So just hand it. Okay. Now, did you flush it?
I did. I flushed the
Okay.
sodium
Well,
chloride.
then you have to put more in it.
Okay.
Okay. You cannot leave it empty.
Okay.
Okay? Because I have to flush it.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. So let me put some more in
Here,
there.
hold this while I undo it.